Are
Oh
we
yeah,
live?
we are live. Uh-oh.
Uh, Do we have anyone here?
Twitch is no, not yet. Uh, I think Twitch fucked up.
I don't know much about Twitch or the TikTok, so
Yeah, me neither. I don't know shit about it, but whatever.
you know more than I, my friend.
I literally only did Twitch because I wouldn't fucking take any or because I didn't have to do anything. Hell yeah, we got we got someone. Someone's here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. We're gonna give it a little bit and then we'll start announcing. So I guess you and I are just gonna bullshit for a minute, Matt. So um, we were talking a little bit about posters. I'm really curious. Like, I love Sparta. Like Sparta is it's one of those bands that I will see every chance that I possibly can. If I can make it happen, I'll be at the show. And one of the coolest things about Sparta for me is we took the kids on a trip a couple years ago. We did like 2 weeks around the country and God, we went everywhere, dude. It was so awesome. And the coolest thing is they were not on their phones. They were actually enjoying
Rare. That's rare
yeah.
these
I
days.
was like, yeah, this is so cool. So so I tell my son, I'm like, hey, this band is playing and Sparta was playing here. So I sent it to him on Spotify. We were spending like 3 days in Utah or something. So I had him listen, and as we were making our way to Palm Springs, I said, "What do you think?" He goes, "Dude, I love them." I said, "Okay, cool. You want to go see them?" He goes, "Yeah." So as soon as we got home, we went and saw him, and we hung out with Jim in the band before the show. And after, I was like, "What do you think, dude?" And he was like, "Man, that was one of the best shows I've ever seen." I'm like, yes,
You know,
yes.
that post fest the year they played, it was awesome. Obviously got to talk to him and hang out with him. But when he came out on stage, like he gave little Jude his fist bump, and that was like a full circle moment for me to see my son, get that fist bump. And so many of the artists there were just so cool to him. But I will say, this summer or this fall, I got to take my oldest son, who's 19 years old, got to take him to Furnace Fest, and that was kind of an impromptu thing. And he hates like the style of music we listen to, like the punk, emo, hardcore, post rock. Like it's not he doesn't hate it, he's just not into it. And he actually got to go see like his old man and like the element, to see like all my friends, to see all the bands, and just see what makes this old man tick, and it was just cool to share that. So it's always cool when you get to have that experience and share that with your kids.
Yeah, dude. You know, we talked last year. We talked a lot last year about like how music is like that great unifier. It's that one thing that connects everyone, whether you like the same band or the same style of music, but somewhere in there, there's a connection for every single one of us. And I, I I say I preach this, but it's how I feel, right? You go to a show, and there's no better environment than like what has been curated with Post Fest, like as far as this goes, because you just go and everyone's enjoying it in the way that they enjoy it. Last year, I think his name is Max, and man, if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but
We
this
meet so
kid,
many people we don't know.
well, like this kid, I'm telling you, say kid, but he's probably early 20s,
Hey, when you're
maybe mid.
past 40, everybody's a kid. Like
I
that's the way
know,
I look at it.
I know. You're like, are you old enough to be drinking? I don't know. So like, even at the pre-show last year, like Hero Way were playing, so I go up. I love them, so I get up close and we're hanging out watching them, and there's, I don't know, probably 8 or 10 feet between us and the stage, and he goes, "Hey, do you guys mind if I get in front of you?" Like, no, go ahead, dude. And he just gets up there and he's dancing and having the best time, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, this is so awesome. I love seeing like him enjoy it without. It looks to me like he's enjoying it with who cares what anyone else thinks." And every time I went to see a band, I looked for him in the crowd, and every time I saw him, he was like singing at the top of his lungs and dancing, and he literally made my entire like weekend, dude. I was like, this is so awesome. And Saturday, um, we were side stage for that We Lost the Sea set, and I look out and he's like on the rail with, I think, his mom, and he's so into it, dude. And he's like, and I'm just like, oh, this is so awesome. So their their tech, We Lost the Seas tech. I was like, hey, dude, you got an extra like set list? Because I want to give this kid a set list. Like, he needs to have something. And he hands me one. I just run over and I'm like, here, dude. I had it folded up, so he had no idea what it was. I thought maybe he thought I was passing him like a little lover's note or something, but he opens it up and he's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Dude," I called him after the show and I was like, "Listen, you literally made my entire weekend. You were like, you were an absolute highlight. Like, thank you." And this is, I know it's not much. It's just a set list, but dude, like, this was my way of saying like, thank you and keep being yourself, because this is just rad. Rad as all get out.
Yeah, I just love seeing the next generation of post kids come up. So
Yeah.
even if they're in their young 20s, they're still carrying the torch.
For sure.
Um,
So we've got a few. We've probably got 7-ish people, 8 people. I don't
let's
know.
go. Let's get started. Like, anyone who's not here, they snooze and they lose,
That you
or
snooze,
they're
you
snosed
lose.
and lost. I don't know what the
Yeah,
present tense of that. I don't know if you
yeah.
can make that rhyme. So,
Some, not me, but someone can. Maybe Eminem can. And we need to get this going before you get too buzzed.
oh no, I'm good, man. I got my Post Fest 2024 koozie. Thank you, Nason, for this. I use it often. It's a frequent flyer at my household. So thank you. So anyways,
Right
let's
on.
get started.
So, okay. I guess the first question I have um, is what for you, like what kicked off wanting to do the pre-show for Post Fest?
So the first year I went to Post Fest, I went to the pre-show that was assembled, and it's the first time I met Derek. It's the first time I met Nason. I don't think Sean was there that day, but here I saw like the whole weekend. But that day I saw like two people that were just like totally like you know like overwhelmed with everything. Like, they just had so much going on, and they had like three bands, and it was a black circle, and it was cool. I think like Gira was one of them. I forget who the other two were that were playing. Gira's so good. I actually tried to get them, and it didn't work out. But that said, they're so good, and that was the first time I was exposed to them. But I just saw like two people that were super passionate, that were kind of stretching themselves real thin. They got so much going on, those guys. And as things have grown and gotten bigger and bigger, the second year I came out, that's what I do is I book shows. I run Idlestar Productions. That's my forte. That's what I'm good at. And everybody has their role to play. Everybody has something to contribute. So that the second year, I was like, hey, Nason, like, is it okay with you if I just take this on? I can make it happen, make it high quality, and add value to the weekend for everybody. And he's like, you know what? You just do it, Matt. And so I did it. The first last year was the first year, and I think it went really well. I think there was a great eclectic mix of bands, and it was a great vibe. Like, we had the entire venue sold out, filled with people at one point during the Haraway set. It was it was overwhelming, and it was everything I wanted it to be. But I always like to do better. I always like to improve, and that's what brings us to this year. But I took it on initially because I like to give back and I like to be a part of my community. And like I said, everyone's got a role to play, and you got to do the best you can. So I saw a need for our community to have this event, and I really, have so much respect for Nason, Derek, and Sean that I just really wanted to do something that added to the weekend. And for me, I love to see this thing grow. I would love to see it outgrow the hi-fi. I know it's our home, but I'd love to see us sell out, for a couple years, and then have to, um, you know, we'd have to like move to a different venue,
I think
But
there's a I think there's a balance with that though, right? Like if it grows too big, what ends up happening is it's not the I don't want to say the core crowd, but it's not the crowd that is everyone's not on the same page, right? Like going to these larger festivals like Louder Than Life and Incarceration and Welcome to Rockville and Sonic Temple and all that. It's I think that's one of the things. Like it's cool because it's big and they get these huge artists, but the thing that sucks is you get people who are absolutely obliterated or complete assholes for lack of a better term, and you lose you I think if this grew too big, not to say it doesn't there isn't room to grow, but I think if it got too big, it would to me it would lose some of what's so special about it.
I think it would, but it also would create a larger community, and I think that things change and there's dynamics to things, but the bottom line for me with the pre-show is that it adds more value to coming to the festival. And I love all my friends and family from Post Fest. We're one big group. Everybody that has gone for years knows everybody. This will be my fourth year going. And we all are just a very close knit, tight community that won't ever go away. We always have that core, but the biggest thing for me is the pre-show is just another day for us to get together. It adds value because somebody's like thinking about coming. Like they're like, oh, there's a fourth day of music, and it's like just as good as the actual fest. Like, let's go, let's do it.
Oh,
And
dude,
and
for sure.
that to me that helps out. It's not only like taking it off Nason and Derek's plate and Sean's plates, but being able to like devote my resources in it and do it in a way that really benefits everybody. So that's why I do it. That's why I started doing it and why I will continue to do it.
That was so the pre-show last year was I was super super thankful for it because like Hero Way. So last year they were new to me. Um, Mario from Spotlights like produces their music, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And dude, Wheeled was I can't tell you how many times I listened to that album last year. So I was really stoked for to see them live, and I think the way that you put it together was it was dude, it was solid because it was a mixed genre bill, much like Post Fest, right? So you could it started with Karitzis. That was just like I love heavy music, and they just pummeled me, and I was like, ah.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a favorite set for me, just kicking it off. Like that was the first set of the entire weekend, and that was tough. A tough, place to. The first person through the teeth, or door always gets like kicked in the teeth, and those guys kicked you back. Like they
yeah,
got up there and really played well. But I tried to like give something for everybody because everyone's got a different definition of what post rock is. For one person it's like super ambient stuff. For another person it's really dissonant stuff. Another person's heavy stuff. And it unconventional song structures. So I try to really reflect that in the lineup I put together. So when you come, it is almost a bonus day of the festival where no matter what you like, you got a band you're gonna love.
yeah, yeah. It was. I, I think that was another thing. It wasn't just like people liked a band each day. You got to watch the crowd enjoy every band. So the way that they the lineup was curated every single day. the the way that music flowed, how the nights ended, it was exhausting, but so fantastic, dude. Like,
Yeah, to me it was 4 really perfect days in July, and other than the corn sweats,
yeah,
I will say one of the coolest things for me at the pre-show last year was Stop Drop Rewind playing, and there were a number of people like I've never seen a bass player play bass like that ever in my life, and those guys just got up there and did their thing, and they blew people away, and that I don't think people were expecting that. So I put them on the bill. They were a last minute addition. They had to replace somebody, but they came pinch hit and they knocked it out of the park. And just the amount of fans they got from that, and that's actually another thing that's cool about it for me is that a lot of the bands that I brought on last year and this year are going to get so much of the exposure they deserve. And we'll talk about that once we reveal the lineup here in a few minutes. But that is means a lot to me to bring these bands in and for them to get the audience I feel that they've never gotten. Like last year, Amplifiers. I've been friends with Cy for almost 20 years, if not more, and I will say that I am so shocked that they're not bigger than they are because they're so phenomenal. Everybody in that band is just a top-notch musician. They write great songs, and to bring them to Post Fest and get that exposure to our community and for the people to see them, like they were very influential to a lot of people that weekend, and they also turned a lot of heads. I mean, they blew a lot of people away, and like stuff like that just really is one of the reasons I do it as well. Is that these are bands that might not be on the radar of the main fest yet. It's a mixture of like alumni bands as well as up and comers and or bands that
ooh,
haven't played yet, and we get
hint,
to give them
hint.
that exposure.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think that's what's really cool about doing this is like there are a lot of bands out there who put out just some absolutely amazing music, and uh, more people need to hear about them. Like We Lost the Sea or Hereaway or Converge. Like I know Converge has been around forever, but there's still a lot of people who are like, I don't know who that is, right?
There are more good bands with good songs you've never heard of than there are good bands with good songs that you have heard of, and that
That is
holds true
true.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just glad to be able to do this, and I'm in a position to be able to do it. And I think that it's if you can do something and you have the power to, you're remiss if you don't. So
True. Okay, enough. I guess enough about last year, um, and the previous years. You have your creative brain has come up with something with like a theme, if you will, for Preface. Will you want to walk us through what that is?
yeah, so what I decided to do with each preface show, I'm going to tap into kind of an overarching theme for all of them. It's going to be chapter for the story. You know, you and I had a conversation last year about how music connects everybody, how it all brings us together, how it's the great unifier, if you will. And I started thinking about how that holds through or true through the ages. Like you can listen to a song with your kid. Your kid could listen to a song with their grandfather or grandmother. You could listen to a song that your great great grandmother listened to, and like the music just keeps living on. How many musicians who have departed this mortal plane that we still listen to their music and they live on through it. And like it's not just making the music, but it's listening to it as well. That ties us together. So in my mind, I have assembled a tale, if you will, as we explore each year what post rock means to everybody who comes to the festival, not just the pre-show, but the whole thing. What's your definition of it? How does this connect? Like, how does this bring us together? Why are we coming to Indianapolis? And this first year, we've renamed the pre-show. It's called Preface now, and it's a preamble to Post Fest. But this first chapter is called the Stalwart Sea, and obviously, the ocean is water gives life. It can destroy. It can create. It's a really cool concept of that. And it's a constant. So this particular year, the theme is, or the chapter is called the Stalwart Sea. Just it's something you can always rely on, good or bad. It's always going to be there. It'll outlast all of us. It'll just live on forever, just like this music does. And that's the theme this year.
That's super cool. I like that because it is that much like music. It's that thing that brings us all together, right? Before there were planes, what did we do? We hopped on boats. I mean, not us, but people
Our
got on
ancestors.
right, got on boats and went everywhere, which is super cool. So it keeps that like that great connector theme right right together. So you have you have a really cool poster.
Well, I actually have a poster that I brought. It's right here next to me. I have it right here. But we have a poster we're going to put up, for sale. It's going to be done by an artist who's in our community, and we're going to have that for sale at the show. And every year there's going to be a poster. So if you're a collector, you like your custom posters, you can feel free to buy one. And they're going to be nominal. It's like 15, $20. But with that said, you know, we're going to have that for sale there, and if you buy them all, you'll have every chapter of the preface novel. I don't know.
Collect them all.
Collect them all. But that said, there's a couple things I wanted to mention. We're going to have some vendors this year. We're going to have Soothsayer Hot Sauce back. We're going to have, hopefully, Ash, the caricature artist, who is incredible. You should get a caricature from her. She just won an award or something with Kevin Nealon, who was on Weeds. She posted about it. I don't really. I'm unclear about things. I hope that she tells me the tale. I can't wait to hear it. If you're watching, Ash, that was cool. But she's going to be there. We're going to have Chase Bliss Pedals, who are going to be there. We're going to have Indie String Theory, who's going to be there. We're going to have Soothsayer Hot Sauce, who's going to, have a cornhole tournament, which the winners of which will win prizes from our bands and our vendors that are going to be there. And we're going to have early wristband distribution again. We're going to have the first crack at the Post-Fest beer. And it's just going to be a great time to get together, just like it was last year. So we got a number of things that we're going to have available to make it like a whole day. Like we can't start music until 5. And I do want to give a special shout out to Black Circle. They've gone through a little bit of a hard time, and Dustin, who is involved there, he's really fought so hard to keep that venue going. And us having the show there is something that they're really looking forward to, because it's a lot of support for the venue. And without these venues, without places like Black Circle, which is a second home for Post Fest. Let's be honest. I mean, this is a place that we all love. Everybody loves it.
It's a second home for a lot of people.
Yeah, and without it, live music, not just for us, but in Indianapolis, we'll lose that home. And we want to support those venues as much as we can. So, shout out to Black Circle for hosting us again, and especially Dustin. He works so hard. But I'm grateful that they're hosting us again. But we're gonna come out. We're gonna have a good time at Black Circle. But that's some of the extras we have. So that's just, we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet.
I know, we haven't even gotten to the bands.
So let's do that. Let's get to it, right?
So show us the poster.
Oh, one second. I'm enjoying my post-fest koozie.
Yeah.
Or as people say, post-fest.
It's the koozie that makes it.
Well, so I brought this with me. This is our poster. We have a bunch of black bars. We don't know. I mean, I know 2 of these bands where they're at, because I can't reveal them tonight because they're on tours that are coming to town, and I can't reveal them yet. I'm not allowed to, but they're on here. I know what they are, but you guys don't. But I don't know what these other ones are. So we're gonna open. Let's rip one off, should we? That's our.
Are we gonna start at the bottom?
We're just gonna pick one. Let's go with this guy. And I don't want to rip it too badly because
he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's one I can't announce yet." Oops.
So the first band we're gonna announce, and sorry I ripped my poster, is Careful Gaze. It's Careful Gaze. So for those of you that don't know Careful Gaze, they're a band from Minneapolis, and they are absolutely incredible. They're like Manchester Orchestra, thrice, and brand new, like had a baby, and they write some amazing emotional songs. They just had an album out in 2022, and they got new music they put out since. But this is something I really latched down to. It's called "Wrath Like Flowers Upon My Brow," and it is one of the best records. Like, I think when I got my Apple Music Wrapped, that they were like the #1 band to listen to, and they have a couple great songs on that record. They have like Gemini Split. It's more upbeat. They have Teach. Great song. The bridge, it blows me away. They have Not Tunneled Silken Road, or Robe, sorry, Silken Robe. Both those songs are some of the most emotional songs I've ever heard. And if you've not heard of them, like, we've got a playlist we're gonna put on there, and like we're gonna put it on the page on the group, so you guys can check out these bands and get really familiar with them, because these
You
bands
texted that to me, right?
Yep. Tom will get it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and put it in the chat right now. So
these are bands that deserve to be heard. So, first
yes.
band, Careful Gaze, super stoked on them. Like, I love that band, and I hope you guys do too. Let's
So
do
I was
another.
listening to them. They were really good. There's a couple of bands on there that I'm really looking forward to, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, we'll know 4 of the 6 tonight altogether.
Yes.
So let's go with this bottom one, because you want to start the bottom, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it's like OCD. I'm like, it needs to be all uniform and shit.
So I will say we had a little send-in contest where people sent in, they had never played Postfest. They're putting out new music this year. We're kind of like the rules. And I want to give a special shout out before I announce this band. I want to talk about Trellis. Those guys are homies with Surrounded by Water, who was one of the highlights of Postfest last year for me. But they were really good, and it was really tough. It came down to these 2 bands, and it was not anything that I will say one band did better than the other. I just really liked this band's one song, and that was what it came down to. And I love the Trellis guys. I love their songs too. I kept putting this song on. It was like one of my top 5 songs I listened to last year.
Dang.
But
I love it when a song does that. You're like, oh, I just can't stop.
Got to hear it again.
Yes.
With that said, we're going to announce opening the show is going to be Star Guided Vessel.
Yes.
From Louisville, Kentucky, who you're familiar with.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't rigged.
I absolutely love them, dude. They are so good live. Prior to Postfest last year, I saw them. They were playing with This Will Destroy You, and I was like, oh yeah, like what a great bill, dude. It was so good.
So yeah, they were really good. They have this one song. The song that I love is called Delos or Delos. I don't know how it's pronounced, but that song is like it's past like 5 minutes. I think it's like 7 to 9 minutes, and it just doesn't seem like it's long enough. It just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
So that's a band I'm really excited about. And again, a special shout out to Trellis. They're on the radar for next year. Like, you guys are awesome. Don't want to take anything away from you. So I wanted to let you guys know it came down to you two. And it don't want to take anything away from you. But that said,
band number 3.
These are 2 that I can't rip off tonight. But I will tell you guys, these are Postfest alumni. So these are our bands of note. They're not, some bands you haven't heard of. You've seen them play before if you've been coming. So let's go with these guys. And this actually was, if I know what this is, if I know what it is, looks like it's Letters to Part from Orlando, Florida. Letters to Part.
Letters to Part. There you go.
Letters to Part is a band that they have an album out. It's called like A Human Curse, and that was one of the things I listened to the most last year. Their singer is absolutely incredible, and there's some great songs on the playlist I have on there. I mean, I just want to say Old English. Like, there's a part of that song, like a section of that song, like an interlude, that just blows me away every time I hear it. Like, it stops me in my tracks, and the singer just hits such beautiful notes and just knows how to write a song. And they're a band that a lot of people have talked about that they wanted to see at Postfest, and I was able to bring them into Indianapolis. They're going to be there with us, and that's going to be awesome.
Yes, it's going to be better than awesome. It's going to be amazing. I had to like before I put the playlist into the chat, which I will do after you do the last announcement, because I don't want to give anything away yet. I was like,
Yeah,
I
you got to
said,
hold off.
yes,
Let's do that. So there was one performance last year that I think everybody just absolutely loved, wanted to be a part of, wanted more of. They felt maybe they didn't get a good technical shake. I mean, there were just some things that were left wanting. People were wanting more. So we had one logical choice for our headliner for the entire show, and that. And this might rip off the whole thing because I actually taped this one down. Ugh. It did a little bit, but it's Black Shape.
it's Black Shape.
Our headliner is Black Shape. Prismer is one of the best records of last year, and they have so much momentum. They're so good. I just was absolutely blown away by them. I was really grateful to bring them on. Show your pre-show lineup that you know at this point. It's Chapter 1, The Stalwart Sea, and I got a really crappy quality matte poster, so it ripped off, but it's just a prop for this evening. But I'm so excited that Black Shape is going to be with us in Indianapolis. Like, they just are, people loved them last year. They
Oh
wanted
yeah,
more of them, and I was hanging out with Cy and Paul from Amplifiers, and there's a particular brand of Gibson guitar, or kind, a Gibson guitar I play that is it's called a Midtown. Nobody plays them, and it just so happens that their vocalist plays too. He had two on stage, so it was just had an instant connection with that with them in the green room.
you were like,
Just
did we just become best friends?
yep. So that was awesome. So we got so just to recap, our bands we've announced. We have two left to announce that we can't announce yet. But we have our headliner, a Black Shape. We have Letters to Part. We have Star Guided Vessel, and we have Careful Gaze. And all four of those bands are incredible bands. You might not know. If you do know them, then you know what you're in for. But they're ones you certainly don't want to miss. And I'm really happy to be able to bring these four bands and the remaining two, which when you guys find out the remaining two, it's going to be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to address, which we have not yet, last year the show was free. You could give a donation if you wanted to. And I did everything to keep the cost as low as I could this year because I knew last year I'd have to charge something. And for all this entertainment, there's going to be 6 bands, there's going to be vendors, there's going to be great times with your friends, your wristband distribution before the fest starts, first crack at the beer, and you have a chance to win some prizes. Just great time, great fellowship, great bands. In advance, we're gonna have the tickets for sale for $15, and I know that that's not free, but it's just gonna help diffuse the
Well,
cost for me. I'm
yeah,
still eating a lot of it. I just wanted to make
in all
sure.
fairness, you said last year that it was gonna, you were gonna have to charge something, and I think so. I think people are prepared for it. I mean, I was prepared for it. I donated last year too because I mean I like music. I want bands to keep coming where I can see them play.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no money that's going to be made on this at all. Like if costs are covered and everybody, if we sell it out again, we will all that money is just going to go straight to the bands. It's just kind of to help diffuse the cost a little bit because putting on shows, and it doesn't hold true for me. It holds true for the post fest guys. It holds true for any festival, any independent promoter. It costs a lot of money to do this,
Yeah.
and if you do it right, there's not a lot of margin. Like, you generally don't make money. You lose a lot of money. You do it because you love it, and I want to keep being able to do it for, not just for you guys, but for everybody. So I had to, charge a little bit, but I'm still subsidizing the cost of the show quite a bit. Just to make sure I give back to the community still. It's really important to me that it's affordable, and it will work. If you have a problem with it, like you can't afford it or it's still, but just send me a message, send Idlestar a message, and we'll talk to you and we'll work something out. I'd rather have people there than miss it. But.
Yeah.
But by and large, it's just another extra reason to come to town. I know it's expensive. We're there for the weekend, and I don't want us all to be there because what it's really about is about friendship. It's about being with our family for one extra day, gathering together, enjoying the music we enjoy, seeing these great bands, and I want to make sure that there's no barriers to that for anybody. So I apologize for having to go that route, but I just want to make sure that we're able to cover everything.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think $15 for a show anymore is it's what $5 was 20 years ago. You know, you go to a show, you're like, yeah, there's $5. It's cool. We'll go to a show. Uh, Now $15 is, I think, I mean, for me, what I see is pretty standard. So $15 for a show is like, all right, cool, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming to a festival. It's Indianapolis. We're gonna have a great time at Black Circle. There's a lot of value that's there, but the main thing is I just want to see everybody there. So again, if $15 might be a little steep or be like the tipping point for you, please message me and we'll work something out.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you there. I'd rather have the chair filled than I'll have you there. But yeah, that's the lineup that we can announce so far. We have 4 great bands. We're going to be in Indianapolis on July 22nd at Black Circle, and I really hope to see every single person that is out there for Post Fest there.
Dude, that's gonna listen. That's so gonna be like back to back for me. My wife, our anniversary is July 16th, and this is such an us thing. She wants to go to Vegas and get remarried. It's our 10-year anniversary, so we're gonna go to Vegas and get married by Mini Elvis.
When is
Uh,
that happening?
like literally the weekend before. So we're like, I think I got to look at the calendar again, but I think we're flying out there like on the 15th and then get married by Mini Elvis on the 16th and hang out with some friends and then fly home that Sunday. And then,
That's awesome, man.
yeah,
Well,
she's, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, we'll talk offline about Vegas stuff. I'm a big fan, but
Yeah, dude, the
yeah,
food out there is like ridiculous. And it's so funny because my whole life is revolving around food. Like when we took the kids out and went around the country, she's like, where do you want to go? And I was like, oh, I want to go to Amarillo. And she's like, why? I'm like, the big Texan. She's like, what's that? It's a 72-ounce steak challenge. I'm like, I want to go there. Uh, so we had the kids do. I ordered when we got there. It was the end of our like trip, so I ordered Rocky Mountain oysters and had them on the table.
that's awesome, man.
They're so good too. That's so weird.
Well, we got food. We're gonna have music. I know Black Circle's really excited to have us. Last year, the food there they had was working overtime to keep us all fed, and they were really happy we were there. It was a great day for them. And again, like it's not just support of our festival and our community, but it's the support of a local venue in Indianapolis that has been a really big part of Post Fest and a really big part of that community. And we're coming in as guests into Indianapolis, so let's come out to Black Circle and show them that we really appreciate them and care about them too, and show them some love. So I hope to see every single person there that comes to the fest. Like, I know people last year didn't know about it.
No,
Like,
they were pleasantly surprised when they showed up, though.
so tell to all your friends, tell everybody. We're gonna post it all over the page. We're gonna buy some ads. We want to make sure that we get so many people there, supporting this venue that they know that there's at least one community that really loves them.
I mean, dude, I, the one thing that they do really well is they bring in some, like Black Circle brings in some really huge artists to play in that little venue. It's so awesome to see like all that they do, and I think the last time I was there, they were having an issue with a bathroom, so they had like porta potties outside or something. Uh,
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that they need to they've had going on, some challenges they face, and this
yeah,
event could be one of those things that contributes to them staying open another year and another year and another year, every year. So we'll just come out and we'll enjoy some great bands. We'll show the venue some love as part of our community when we visit, and have a lot of fun. Just it's another excuse for another day to get together in Indianapolis.
for sure. So what? Let me ask you this: what set are you looking forward to out of what's been announced so far? What set are you most looking forward to seeing?
Oh man, it's really tough. It's really tough to answer that question. Um, I gotta say, there's probably like at least 2 or 3 songs by every single band that we've announced tonight. Again, Black Shape, Letters Depart, Careful Gaze, and Star Guided Vessel. There's just so many things that tie them together and really just bring that whole post rock vibe that we look for there.
Yeah,
Um, I will say if there's one song that I'm looking forward to possibly hearing is Old English by Letters Depart, and most of Prismer. And I do apologize to Black Shape because it's a beautiful song, but the song is just like multiple letters, is where some like kind of mash the keyboard a little bit. That song is one of the most gorgeous songs I've heard ever, and that's going to be awesome to see too. Just everything about it, everything about this lineup I'm stoked on.
yeah.
This is being that I curated the lineup, I'm excited to be there, and I know that one of the things that's really tough for Sean, Derek, and Nason, because they're so busy all weekend, is that they put together incredible lineups and they don't get to like really enjoy the
It.
entire lineup as I do on this show. Because not only do I get to enjoy my fellowship with everybody, but I get to enjoy the show we put on even as one can. I'm running around a lot making sure everything's good, but that day usually starts with me leaving here at like 5 or 4 in the morning to get to Indianapolis, and then just as soon as I get there, it's immediately into action to do the things I need to do to make the show happen. And it's worth it. It's a long day, but it is a fun day.
Yeah.
And again, like tickets are going to be on sale. We'll post the link, and I really really hope to see so many people there that first day.
When do the tickets go on sale? I don't
They're
think
on
you.
sale right now after this announcement.
Sweet,
We'll get those up right on the page after we're done.
sweet.
But overall, just really appreciative to be able to do this and have the opportunity to do it for everybody. And just I hope that you guys have fun. I know I will.
Yeah, I'll have a good time too. So, we've lost some of the people that were hanging out, but we still have
They heard
some.
what they wanted to hear.
They did. They were like, "Okay, thanks, I'm out." Do you guys, who are with us have any questions? Like, Matt's here.
I'll answer anything.
If he, maybe anything.
There's only 2 things I can't talk about. Well, 3 if you count Fight Club.
You're not supposed to talk about it, dude. Come on.
I already broke my own rules.
Yeah, that's so funny. Uh, God, I'm like, was there a band that you wanted to get this year that you couldn't?
So, my big headliner that I did want was Rollo Tomasi, and they got on the big fest, which I'm stoked for. And
Yes.
you know, that is going to be such a beautiful set. They played at Furnace Fest, and I just saw them play. They just played like so many songs as the sun was going down, and it was absolutely incredible. I was a flood of light was the one song. I was just blown away, and I hope that they have a special moment like that for all of us. This July. But that was one band that I really wanted. There were a number of bands that I approached and talked to. And I don't want to give any of those away because they might appear in the future, but either on Post Fest or at Preface next year.
Well, it's okay. It's okay if you say, "Hey, I really wanted this band." Like you don't know. It does give people like something to look forward to for the following year. Like, ooh, is this going to be the year that he gets, Gojira or whatever?
No, I mean, well, anybody will play any room if you pay him enough. Like you could
Hundred
hire
percent.
Metallica to play in your living room if you paid him enough money,
Yeah.
um, and they would do it. With that said, you know, I like to give a good mix of alumni bands, bands people know, bands that people don't know, and that's really where this whole pre-show shines. Is like these bands you've never heard of getting a chance to come and show you what they're all about and what they're made of, and I think that's one of my favorite parts of it.
I think one of the cool things last year was Zeta. Seeing like so many people are like, man, I didn't even know they were a thing. But dude, those guys are they're not only some of the nicest people in in the music world. Uh, they put on such a killer show. It's high energy, lots of fun, and they keep you moving the whole time. Like that's the first time that I saw them was with Sparta.
Yeah, and I think they played two of the best sets of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I think, and they outdid themselves. The first at the pre-show, that set was great, but then at actual post fest, because they got promoted to the actual fest as a last minute addition, that was one of the most incredible sets. Like obviously with what's going on with them, and the politics of the situation, they were very angry, and they even said as such. But they channeled that rage into a masterful performance, and
Yeah.
there were so many jaws on the ground in that room during their set, and people think back on it. That was one of the defining moments of all of Post Fest last year.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of those. Like to watch. I saw a couple of people for the U Infinite set that were like watching and crying. I'm like, oh, like how often does it happen when you go see a band where someone is so like into the music where you see tears like coming down their face? It was, they're one of many. The pianos become the teeth. Absolutely, like ripped their sets. It was, I don't know. That's this is the world that I like to be in.
Oh, there's bands they're going to be awesome. Like, you go to a festival, there's like, 10, 15 bands you want to see that are going to just great. You're going to have the emotional experience you want to have. But I always encourage people to go watch those bands you don't know,
Yeah.
because those are the bands, like the bands that are playing first. They're up and comers. They're hungry, and they're writing some great songs because that's why they're there. That's why they're on the festival. That's why they're on the show, and they're the ones that are carrying the torch. And many times, more often than not, you will find a band that will become your new favorite band, and like Careful Gaze. Like I hope, actually, Careful Gaze, Starguided Vessel, and Letters Depart. I hope so many people like walk away from the show being like, I just got a new favorite band.
Yes, I agree with that. Like that is, I try to tell everyone like if you're gonna go to a show, don't just go for the headliner. Like yeah, the headliner's probably great, you know, and they deserve it, but you don't know if you're gonna see a band that blows your mind. And I say that because Spotlights is one of my like favorite bands, and their first their first tour with their drummer Chris Enriquez was in 2016, and that tour was with Deftones and Refused. Well, I went for Deftones and Refused because, you know, like we talked about, Deftones is like a family band, and I mean, Refused. How do you pass them up? You know?
Oh, you can.
Right. So we go, and Spotlights open the show, and I shit you not, my jaw was on the floor for their entire set. I was so enthralled with it, and that was my first time seeing them, was in front of like 8,000 or 9,000 people, and
wow.
they just crushed it. And then I saw them just a few months later with the Melvins. What a very different world, but dude, it was so good. Okay, I don't think we have any questions from anyone out there.
Well, I hope everybody had fun. I hope everyone's stoked. We'll get the ticket link up here in a moment. And I look forward to seeing not just you, Tom, but look forward to seeing everybody at the pre-show.
Yes. If you see us, come give us a hug, man. That's what it's all about.
High fives and hugs are welcome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you for hosting me, Tom. I really appreciate it.
Now, thanks for allowing me to do this, Matt. I love the connection that we made last year, and this is super cool to be involved in something that I believe so wholeheartedly with.
Always support the homies, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, dude. Go. Have a great night.
You too, man. Take care.
See ya.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.